Hello everyone, this is Shadow Dragon from the DCUO community, and I'm kind of catching up on some of the products that they released this year. I never went over this, but they did come out with like a new skip token, and I think it came out during the anniversary, way back in January, because the first one was last year when they allowed us to skip to the CR100. So this year they made a 170 skip. So instead of Amazon Fury 1, they're having people enter at Amazon Fury 3. And that content is, like, it's picked for a reason. It's popular, it looks good, so it's a selling point for our new players to kind of catch up. So this time around, they gave us a skip at the anniversary. I mean, that's when the product came out. But they didn't give us the free one until like just recently. They gave members one free one. Back when we had the 100, they gave members like 2, and all other players 1. Now the difference. Oh, and the other thing important to mention is they got rid of the 100. So the 170 replaces the 100. There's only one price point. So I don't know. I think that kind of sucks. But I can see them wanting players like all in one place, or the majority of players in one place. But the reason why I don't think that's good is because, you know, there are players in different financial situations. So someone could easily spend, God, I don't remember how much the other one was. Was it 20 maybe? But this one is like 45, I believe, if you bought it. So I mean, when it comes to in-game purchases, the difference between 20 and 45 is big, because, like, you know, if something is low priced, you're more likely to just get in the mood and spend it. But if it's something like 45, you're gonna think twice about it. So I was kind of looking for some kind of resource on the 170 skip, because there's not a lot of detail on what it actually includes. And you can credit that to the price point. Like, not as many people are going to use it because it's higher up. But what I did here is it does put you at one of the higher breakpoints for the gathering feat. And to me, it's actually worth it just for that. And I was actually planning to buy it, like, just for that feat. And we'll see where that is. It's under R&D. So here it is. I'm at, I don't remember how high this thing goes, but the thing about this feat is I wish it was account bound. I think I would have earned the highest tier if it was account bound, because what I typically do is I farm these on alts. So there are certain points where my alts are higher than my mains, because my mains are in leagues, so I don't, like, we're typically doing league things and not farming. Whereas, like, sometimes I'll just hop onto an unknown alt and just watch a baseball game while farming this stuff. So if I gathered the total of all of my alts, I probably have this feat. But unfortunately, it's by tune. So I don't know which breakpoint this puts us at, but I guess we'll find out soon. This is just my final playthrough of Amazon Fury 3 at sort of an entry level, because I think the fun is going to go away when I go to 170, because it's gonna be a little bit too easy. Whereas, like, right now it's just right, because the entry is 166 and I have Shadow Dragon at 167. And I actually recently put him at this point because I was kind of prepping for the skip. So, like, I don't do the normal thing with the skip where I'll take a lower character and do it. I actually get a character as close as possible. If you remember from last year's videos, which I will put some links to, I got characters up to like, I think 98 or 99 before I used the 100 skip. So that way they're not really missing out on anything. And I don't have to like go back to get feats. Now, with the 100, if you remember, like, you got the 100 and you got 60 skill points worth of feats. And some of those did bother a lot of players because there were some grindy feats in there. Some of them may have been hard ones. There was kind of less noise about this 170 because they didn't bump up the skill points that much. I think they maybe gave 10 more, so it wasn't a whole lot. It's just a CR skip, really. So in my opinion, if you're a new player, I don't think you should buy the 170 skip. You're better off just earning everything on your account, or just getting close to it. Because if you get the 170 and then you want to go back to farm skill points, it's not going to be efficient because you're going to be doing lower content, so you're not gaining marks along the way. If you're doing stuff at tier, you're getting the feats plus currency along the way. But if you use the skip and you go back, then I don't know. You're kind of like wasting time. Like, you're going to be stagnant on the current if you farm feats. So, yeah, I think before last week I had Shadow Dragon at, like, he wasn't in Amazon Fury 3 yet. So he was probably like 164. And then I just kind of wasted some green gear to scale him up to 167. But I had to be careful not to jump to 170, otherwise I wouldn't be able to use the
Knowing
token.
how curious people are, I'm sure there will be more that defeating those monsters was a great help. I hope Typhon is not. Thanks for clearing those monsters out. They've proven to be persistent. Check back later.
So I don't even know like what skill points or I guess what feats would unlock on this character here, because a lot is going to show as purchasable because Alyssa and Takesis are much higher. It's typically, it'll be the ones under episodes, which I don't think they're giving these away, so. But I think what I'll do is I'll jump Shadow Dragon, and then we'll take a look at the feats on Alyssa and see if anything unlocks. But first, let me get some inventory space. Because you do get a bunch of boxes, and it's probably good to use this token if you haven't already, because you're going to get like mod boxes, and I don't know what happens after augments go up. The mod boxes, those items will translate to augment experience later on. So let me get to the main armory just in case. And let's see what the skip does. So in order to get the skip, you had to have logged on, I believe, between July 1st and 8th. But you didn't have to use it by the 8th. Actually, what I should have done was verify my station cache. I think I was at like 4,000 or 5,000, because I just want to make sure I don't use station cache on this. But if you look, like when I choose the advanced, it says that I purchased already, so that means I logged on between the 1st and 8th. The time of this video is July 11th, so I'm past that date and it still says purchase. So technically I don't actually have to use this. I could just push it off if I wanted to. And I'm actually tempted to do that, but I do want to get this in before augments, so we might as well use it. So is it going to teleport me somewhere?
I have news about my mother. I've found someone who may know where Circe and Ares have taken her. While I investigate further, I need you to go to the Gotham battlefront and talk with one of my Amazon sisters. It appears that shades from the underworld have flooded the streets and are adding to the chaos.
Okay, I kind of thought I got that dialogue before because I got into Amazon Fury before the 170. Alright, let's go back to... Oh, I can't warp back to the base. It's on cooldown. But, hang on, let me get to... Let me just get to my hall just so I could have some privacy as I look at this stuff. Oh, I forgot to check if I had unspent skill points. At most, I probably had 0 or 1. Okay, so I got 2 skill points out of using that skip, which one of them was probably the gathering one. So let's see if we could tell by looking on this character. So what was that? R&D. Okay, so the gathering, it bumps you all the way up to 20,000. So I believe 25 is the last one then. Yeah, because it grants the title, so it's likely the last one. So another 5,000, that's going to take a while, but it's not that bad. And I've actually been stocking up all my radars in preparation for using this token. And for crafting... I thought there was one for crafting, but maybe I was already beyond that point. So, wow, yeah, I have no idea what it gave me then. What if I go to... Okay, I never unlocked these, or I never did them on this character, so yeah, it cleaned up like some of the old classic alert stuff. But yeah, these 3 you see here won't show up on Alyssa because I do have those on her. And let's take a look at the items. Okay, so it's just 2 boxes, that's not bad. Granted supplies and a 170 box. So that's interesting. If you use the token, it probably doesn't get you to 170 yet. Okay, I do have inventory space for this. I wonder what the supplies are. Alright, let's open this. I'm curious to see if these are scaling pieces or not. Because if they are, then I would actually go over 170. Let's see. Okay, they are scaling, but they have a max item level. So some of these will probably be improvements while others are not. And something else to factor in here, if you're worried about this $45 cost for this token. So the two most valuable things are that gathering feat, because if you think about the amount of time it's going to take you to do that, like, do you actually want to sit down and do that when you could be, earning money in real life? So definitely factor that in. And then there is this set here, because previously Shimtar was from a time capsule. So this wasn't like a free drop in the game. You actually had to play like the time capsule RNG to get the full set, or play the broker. So I would say those are the two most valuable things in this skip. Alright, so we do get equipment mods. So what I should do with the mods is like open this box, but then not actually slot them in. Because if I slot them in, I'm going to lose them when augments come out, unless I pull them back out. But if I leave them as like floating around mods, then I can convert them to augment experience when that update goes up. Alright, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to show for this. I'm not actually going to attune these yet, because I'm going to distribute some of them to tank and some to the damage roll. So I just want to do that off video and carefully. Okay, so let me log off, and then we'll just verify what we actually got out of this. Okay, so I'm on Alyssa now, and let's see what we actually got out of this. Now, beforehand I did some prep, and I cleaned up some of the feats. Like I bought like some of the seasonal 0-point feats that I earned on other characters. So I just want to make sure she had everything. There might be a few others that definitely weren't included, that I didn't purchase yet. But as you can see, like, it's none of these. I'm not really earning anything on this character. It's not until we get into R&D, I think. Yeah, so the gathering is right here. See, I only had her at 5,000. So this should bump up to the 20,000 points. And she was already above the crafting feat if there was a breakpoint for that included in the token. But yeah, I don't see anything other than the gathering one, and that's pretty much what I got it for anyway. It's not going to be any of the seasonals, and it's not going to be any of the episodes. Alright, so I know that's hardly a definitive list of what's included in the token, but I think those are the important points that should be decision makers. Alright, well, hope this helps you out, and thanks for watching.